Yo, what is going on, guys? So we got a clip here today of a woman who is sick and tired of being independent and now she needs a man. So let's see what she has to say.
Okay, y'all. True story. Single in San Antonio. I'm at Lowe's. I'm about to walk in and get a replacement for my guest bathroom toilet. Who's gonna come rescue me? I want to be rescued. I've spent the first 40 years of my life refusing to be rescued. I'm over it. Come rescue me. Come save me. I'm officially a damsel in distress. I need my yard mowed, I need my toilet fixed, and I need some other things done around my house. Help? I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired. So if you are a single man who can pass a background check, you have a pulse, you're employed, and you don't live with your mama, come help me, okay? I need your help. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired.
How about no? Okay, you had your chance to get a guy who would help you with all of those things, and make no mistake, gentlemen, she doesn't want a man. She doesn't want a boyfriend, a husband, or a partner or anything like that. What she wants is a laborer. Okay, all of these girls, man, they'll get to 40 and 50 and, oh yeah, I'm ready for a real man now. It's because you don't want to be, look, you have things to do that you don't want to do yourself. Okay, you want a guy to come and fix your fences, mow your lawn, do all that stuff for you. I mean, you don't want a boyfriend, you don't want a partner. You want a servant is what you want. But what is going on, gentlemen? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we're going to be going through a couple of videos together. So as we do, make sure you leave your comments and thoughts as we crack into them. But guys, if you're new here, you're liking the videos, make sure you subscribe on your way in. Come and join the locals and the Discord, links in the description. And let's just crack right on with the video. Now, videos like this are particularly hilarious, okay? Because, look, this is something we talk about a lot. But the girls have they have the opportunity in their life to find a man who will do these things early for them. But the thing is, they don't want those guys. Okay? They want the guys who want nothing to do with them. You know, the bad boys who are not going to take care of her feelings, who are not going to be there to solve her problems or do any of that. She wants the guys who are not interested in her. But now that she's getting older, now that she doesn't want to be by herself anymore, now that she doesn't want to do these things by herself, oh, now she needs a man. Right, guys, don't fall for this crap, okay? Too many guys are in relationships and they think to themselves, oh yeah, well I've won, right? I got to the end and finally all my hard work is paid off and now I get the girl of my dreams. No, the reason why the girl is with you is because she's with you out of necessity. It's so gross to watch, right? Because these girls will go out here tricking men. And it's just really disgusting. But, you know, let's crack into it and we'll break it apart piece by piece. So leave your comments as we go through.
Okay, y'all. True story. Single in San Antonio. I'm at Lowe's. I'm about to walk in and get a replacement for my guest bathroom toilet. Who's gonna come rescue me? I want to be...
Yeah, and see how it's like when they have to start doing things for themselves, like physical labor and all that, right? Or this will also happen with girls who they work like retail jobs and stuff like that. Hell, if a girl works a job long enough, she won't want to work it anymore. What you'll tend to notice is a lot of women, what they'll do is they'll screw around in their 20s working some like cafe job or whatever the case may be, you know, working some job that won't pay them good money eventually at all. And they'll work those jobs, and what they'll do is they'll try and get guys who are higher value than them, and I hate to use the words higher value, man. I'm so sick of hearing that. But basically what they'll do is they'll go around and they'll chase the chads, right? Or they'll try and secure guys that are just above them. But if they can't get those relationships, well, then they've got to realize, okay, well, I don't want to work at a cafe anymore. I don't want to do this little BS job and not sustain myself. So now I need those guys who I rejected when I was 23, right? I need all those guys to come back because they're successful now, right? Because they actually did something with their life. And that, you know, that's like, don't accept these girls back into your life, man, because the thing is, they don't care about you, right? It's like they want to turn around and here's the worst part about these, okay? It wouldn't be so bad if she was just lying, you know, if she was just disingenuously trying to come back into someone's life, okay? But here's the really messed up part about it. If this person comes back into a dude's life, she's going to tell that dude that she loves him and that she cares for him and all this kind of stuff. She doesn't love or care about you, right? These girls who get to this point in their life, they're not taking on they're not having boyfriends and partners and all this stuff because they love the boyfriends and partners. That's what they tell the dudes, but they're not attracted to the guy at all. Right? They've always got their eye out looking. You know, they'll step out of the relationship here and there, and you know that's why we see such high infidelity rates in marriages. Okay, because they're not attracted to the guys that they get with. And I don't know, man, like, it's really disturbing to see, and I'll continue with the video in a moment, because I'm ranting here, but you'll get these guys who get into relationships, okay, and they'll bite hook, line, and sinker for the "I love you" line, right? And then they'll believe it, and they'll go, okay, well, she loves me so much, and then the bedroom fun will start drying up, and she won't be as interested. She'll start treating you rudely because she knows you won't leave, and you love her so much, right? All this terrible stuff compounds against men in relationships, and they have no idea what the hell is going on because they got into the relationship thinking that the girl loved them. No, it's just a necessity thing. It's a selfish thing. It's not a selfless thing.
Be rescued. I've spent the first 40 years of my life refusing to be rescued. I'm over it.
Yeah, and what does that mean? Right? Like, we all know what that means. I spent the first 40 years of my life refusing to be rescued. Yeah, because, you know, you were out there getting the free attention, the free validation, going to all the parties and stuff like that. Like, what do you need rescuing from? Right? Like, you see, I refused to be rescued. No, you just didn't want a nice guy to come and solve your problems for you. Right? You had that all under control. Okay, you were out there with the bad boys having fun. Like, you notice how, man, when we watch these videos, it literally is them just speaking a different language, right? It's almost like they're not even speaking English, right? And we see this time and time again. Just such a huge difference between reality and what's coming out of their mouths. And I don't say that to be rude. I don't say that to be mean, derogatory, or anything like that. I think it's just important for men to understand what the hell's going on. Because I think the worst part about this stuff is, like, if this language didn't affect anyone, cool, sure. Let's just say she was sitting in a car talking to herself. I don't care. But messages like this go so far and so wide now with the internet. And hell, even if the internet didn't exist, these kind of things would be said to men on an everyday basis, and men believe it. Right? Because, like, we as men, we'd look at this and go, oh, well, she seems to mean it. But then you start to see the patterns, right? And you go, oh, okay, that's not what this really is. Right?
Rescue me. Come save me. I'm officially a damsel in distress. I need my yard mowed. I need my toilet fixed. And I need some other things done around my house. Help?
Yeah, right. I'm a damsel in distress. You see, this whole stuff of I'm strong and independent when I don't need anything, but when I need something, oh, I'm helpless. Help me. Right? Help me, please. I can't do this by myself. I need a guy to come and solve my problems, right? It's like, where was that strong independent energy that you had earlier, okay? Now, I haven't watched the rest of this girl's videos. I don't know too much about her. But ladies like this will, and I'm saying not necessarily her because I don't know the full situation, but ladies will often say, well, I'm strong and independent, right? And then when it comes down to the crunch time, they actually need something done. They don't want to do it themselves. Oh, I'm not so strong and independent anymore. Right? I'm not so... And we're going to crack into a story later if we have time that kind of illustrates this, right? Is because what will happen is these girls, they'll sometimes as well, they'll fluctuate between more like during a relationship. What they'll do is they'll fluctuate between the I don't need no man, I'm going to go chase Chad, and the oh, I need a man to help me. And they'll do that in a relationship. And we'll kind of see what that looks like towards the end if I can find the story that I had pulled up for us.
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired. So if you are a single man who can pass a background check, you have a pulse, you're employed, and you don't live with your mama, come help me, okay? I need your help. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired. Okay, y'all.
I did not mean to like that video. Goodness gracious me, we're taking away that like right now. And the good part about this video is, like, you know, this is something I brought up on a few separate episodes before as we've gone through stuff like this, guys, is the fact that a lot of men are actually waking up to this. So there's comments off to the right that you guys can't see on the screen, and, you know, we got the typical, oh, you're beautiful, girl, you'll find a guy, all that kind of, like, just gassing her head up, right, being overly, just validating her for no damn reason, right? But we've got a few comments in there of people actually pointing out what the hell's going on and the fact that, you know, she could have had this opportunity earlier. So men are starting to wake up and understand this stuff, because I'm seeing a few comments over there, which is good to see, right? And then, but then we got all the white. I'm looking at a white knight comment here. Can't believe all the negative comments. Love, hang on, right? And goodness gracious me, man. It's kind of sad to watch these comment sections go at it. But I'm going to see if I've got this story pulled up for us, because this is something I wanted to talk about with you gentlemen today, is that girls will actually fluctuate between this sort of attitude during a relationship. So let's just see if I can find out where it is. Who knows? Maybe not. Goodness gracious me. We've got a lot of tabs up here at the moment. Different stories and stuff that we can talk about. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Ah, yes. Guys, we've all seen something like this before. Okay, this is the one I was looking for. It is titled, I, a 27-year-old female, feel trapped in my relationship and don't know what to do. You know, 9 times out of 10, before we crack into it, when girls say, I feel trapped in a relationship, there's a couple different types of I feel trapped. The first kind of I feel trapped is, I feel trapped because I can't leave because he's my source of blank. Whether that be money or a roof over my head or something like that. It's basically, she can't leave. Both of these things come down to she can't leave because she still needs something from the guy. Right? It's, I'm not independent. I need something from... You see how disgusting that is, right? I feel trapped in my relationship because I still need something from him. Someone please make that make sense to me. If you're in a relationship because you need a roof over your head or you just need his money, dude, just get out of the relationship, man. It's gross. Anyway, so let's start off this story. I've been with my fiance, who's 31, for about 10 years. We met online and started our relationship long distance. I moved overseas to be with him about 4 years ago. During our long distance phase, I had broken up with him once because I felt like I had changed slash grown as a person while he hadn't. Again, this is just a gross misuse of the English language. You have to love it. He's not a bad person in the slightest. I never questioned his love for me or commitment to our relationship or anything like that. It just felt like we weren't compatible anymore. Man, it's like you when we talk about stuff on this show, right? And then we grab more we look for more stories and stuff like that. The words are literally just copy and paste, aren't they? Like, and this is in r/relationship advice, guys. So I'm not looking. This is not something that's off like a focused cringe subreddit or where people are, where we find a congregation of stupid. This is supposed to be for like, people of all walks of life having relationship advice. Now I know we're on Reddit, so things aren't going to be particularly bright over here. But like, this is not cherry picked at all, and yet we still end up with a sentence like this. I never questioned his love for me or commitment to our relationship or anything like that. It just felt like we weren't compatible anymore. Guys, when a girl gets to a point where she doesn't question your commitment or your love for her, that's when she starts to step out. Now you can choose to not believe me if you want when I say that. That's totally fine. It's a very it's a very disgusting view to have to come to be honest with you, but it is the truth. Okay, when you start displaying this, let's look at this. I never questioned his love for me or his commitment to our relationship or anything like that. It just felt like we weren't compatible anymore. The reason why they weren't compatible anymore is because she didn't question his love or commitment to the relationship. Like, and that's the point where we're at in 2021, gentlemen. And I know that's kind of a, that's not a pleasant thing to look at, but it is what it is. Let's continue. The breakup didn't stick. I knew it was destroying him, but also I couldn't stop thinking about him myself. I just wanted to talk to him and have him in my life again, so I came back to him. That breakup lasted probably about a week and happened several years before I moved. Since moving to live with him, I've just felt the chemistry between us has steadily declined. I don't find myself attracted to him. Almost all of our conversations involve some kind of bickering lately. We sleep in separate rooms, which started because of my difficulty getting to sleep and not wanting to disturb him, but has continued for years. I care about him, I support him, and I want him to be happy, but I just don't think I love him the way people in relationships are supposed to love each other. Yeah, no kidding. It's been like that from the start. Right? It's relationships very rarely, like, if you dig beyond the surface and you start asking questions like this, guys, you're going to come to some very unpleasant answers, and you're going to realize that a lot of relationships are kind of based off of one person needs something from the other, and they can't necessarily get it somewhere else as easy, right? Or it comes down to validation and resources a lot of the damn time. Again, that's really gross, but, you know. To make matters worse, I think I'm actually in love with a co-worker of mine. The co-worker is married, so it's not an option to date him anyway, but it makes my lack of love for my fiancé all the more apparent. I get excited to see and talk to my co-worker, and my conversations with my co-worker are more enjoyable than conversations with my fiancé. I find myself thinking about my co-worker all the time, and my thoughts about my fiancé are strictly about finances and our future living situation. We're planning a move and struggling to afford it. Guys, I mean, like, how much clearer does it need to be spelt out? And make no mistake, this is not a very uncommon thing at all. This is incredibly common. You see, this guy might be this guy who's in the relationship is probably getting a very different story to what we're reading right now. It's probably more, you know, close to, oh, well, I love you, and they just have some differences, right? He probably doesn't realize just how far gone his girl is, okay? And here's the thing, she's with him because of the finances. She always has been. Always has been. I feel trapped in my relationship. Yeah, but you see, she doesn't want to leave and have to get a job or anything like that, or solve her own living situation. And this is kind of what we were looking at when we looked at the TikTok at the beginning of the video, right? Is when girls will go, what they're doing is, they're saying, okay, well, I need something now. I need something now, and that's why this is going to last. But I'm going to sook and I'm going to have a cry, right, about how I feel trapped, despite the fact that I'm conning this man with love. And guys, just to clarify, that it's her fiance, right? So this isn't some short-term boyfriend for a couple of months or something like that. It's fiance, and they've been together for 10 years, right? It's like, and guys, I understand that once you get to this kind of point in your relationship where you're this old, you know, well, not when you're this old, because this is not necessarily an old age or anything like that. But when you've gone through this long of a period, I get that things kind of get a bit rough, and you're not as interested in each other anymore. But she's just with him for the finances. Okay, let's continue. Blah blah blah. You're probably thinking it's obvious, and I should leave my fiance. Well, aside from not wanting to hurt him again, yeah, I love how we bring that up before the money, right? I don't really have any other options. I have no friends or family, and my fiance and I can't even afford to live together outside of his parents' house. Forget about me being able to live alone. I feel terrible for my fiance that I'm pretty much only with him because I can't leave. Guys, how wild is it, right, that she's using, what she's doing is she's trying to say that she's an empathetic and caring person, and that's the reason she's not leaving, and it's not a completely selfless reason, right? You notice how she's with him for the stability. Now, it might not be a lot of stability, but it seems like she's not going to get it anywhere else, is the point that she's making, right? So she's with him for the stability and the fact that she can live and survive, okay? But what she's trying to do is saying, well, I'm not leaving him because I care about his feelings so much, because I care about who he is, about how he's going to feel if our relationship ends. She couldn't care less. If there was if there was an option for her to go to, okay, that she could just go to, and you know, she wouldn't suffer any negative repercussions as a result of moving on, she would move on in an instant and not care about how that guy felt. Excuse me. If you give a girl an option that's better, and there's no social repercussions at all for going to that option, you can bet your behind she's just going to be out of there. Like, it is what it is. It's like I have to choose between financial security and emotional freedom, and both choices seem wrong. I have no idea what to do, and I'm really struggling to cope with the feeling of shame, guilt, shame, confusion, and being trapped. I have no one I can talk to about this, so here I am offloading to internet strangers. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. I just want to see how many you know, it's really gross. Okay, I'm gonna explain something here. So I just scrolled up to the top and I checked how many likes this has. Now this was posted 18 hours ago, right? And it has 108 likes. And during my time trolling through this subreddit finding content for the show, guys, a lot of these times when I see stuff, they'll have 0 votes because people don't like the content. But people seem to be actually empathizing with this by giving it 108 upvotes. Now, I don't know what people are saying in the comments. Maybe they're roasting her, and we'll check that out in a second. But I just want you to notice, this actually has likes on it. It's not sitting on 0. So people are looking at, some people at least are looking at this with some form of empathy. I don't know about you, but I find that to be, we're living in an absolute clown world, aren't we? Goodness gracious me. Let's see if people are roasting her. Please realize that by not hurting him, you are hurting yourself. That married guy, that's an idealized relationship, and that is toxic, and you need to cut it out. You are in a relationship, and so is the married guy. You need to break up and get a new life, find a new place to live solo, whatever, and end it. Fantastic. Good advice, my friend. As an add-on, you should not be spending enough time with male friends, co-workers that you're attracted to where you can fall in love with them. People not following this rule are like, this reason for like 70% of cheating. Blah, blah, blah. This is a very good response. You're not trapped, you can leave. I'm good to see it. The comments actually holding her accountable. I'm quite happy to see that, because that's not normally the case. But, you know, at least 108 people seem to be kind of empathizing, or at least understanding her situation, which is a little bit gross. So let's see what other stories we have in here, gentlemen. I might just flick through some videos, so excuse any volume as I check for us.
Like, I don't know, 4,870.
Okay, yeah, this relates pretty well, and this is something I had pulled up earlier. So let's take a look at this, and I'm just going to bump up the volume. It might be a little bit quiet as we get into it.
So, reason, like, I don't know, 4,873 that I need a man. I was trying to spray WD-40 on my garage door tracks because it was squeaking, and I managed to hit a flat spot. So, I got a WD-40 shower. I smell like the inside of a Snap-on toolbox. But
yeah, and that's why you need a man. You guys notice when the ladies start to talk about needing a man, it's because of some like household chore, right? It's because of something that they need done. Right? It's not because they're actually looking for love or someone that they care about and all this stuff, man. If you want to start asking, if you watch content like this, you're going to very quickly start asking yourself, you know, you're going to start questioning the concept of love quite heavily. Okay, because a lot of times what you'll notice is it becomes, but the more you understand this stuff, is you'll notice it becomes very transactional. Okay, it just comes down to attraction or no attraction a lot of the time. And what's happening is these girls, what they're doing is they're starting to realize, oh well, okay, I'm going to start sacrificing some of the me chasing Chad so that I can actually settle down and live my life. Not live my life, so that I can settle down, because I can't manage these household chores and working a job for the rest of my life. So what they do, right, is that they'll go out, they'll have the party years, okay, they'll turn around, as we all know, 40, 50, 30, whatever the hell it is, whenever they start realizing that they don't want to do it by themselves. And then what they'll do is they'll try and crack out a family as quick as possible. So maybe they'll have kids or they'll get engaged and stuff like that, right? And then so they'll have the kids, and it's pretty common, guys. What they'll do is then they'll take the kids away from the guy, and then they'll live off of the government while they have the kids, right? So the entire time during their life, they've been living off of other people or doing the bare minimum to get through. Okay, now, am I saying that all women will do this? No, absolutely not, okay? But, you know, there are a lot of situations where girls will... The early party years are incredibly common, and then the kind of results on from that kind of get less common. But make no mistake, it is happening, and in a very large volume, alright? But let's see what else she has to say.
But on the plus side, my hair is really shiny, so maybe WD-40 is good for your hair, I don't know.
It's
and
not.
My garage door isn't squeaking anymore, so there's that. But, yeah. Somebody come rescue me, please.
Somebody come rescue me, please. I mean, we got any takers in the comments, guys? Anyone watching this want to rescue? Okay, men are done with the rescuing men. Like, these girls will sit here and say, oh, I need a man to rescue me. But those same guys are the ones that they treated like crap throughout their entire life. Right, if you're an older gentleman, you'll have watched all of this unfold. So let's just say you're in your 50s, your 60s, or something like that. You will have been able to watch this unfold throughout your life. You know, seeing the very attractive girls, or you know, the girls that were just in general. Every girl can get attention. Who am I kidding, right? You'll see the girls go through their life, right? And, you know, not giving the average guy a chance, always shooting above them. And then you'll notice that as they start to get older, they'll try and settle. And here's the really hilarious thing that I've seen, okay, we'll continue into the next story momentarily to kind of wrap up the show here. But something funny that I've been seeing, right, is when girls realize that their whole body is about to give out. So let's just say you got a party girl, right? And she's been partying it up, and she's been going a little bit too hard. So you can notice the effects on her body when she's only 24, 25 and stuff like that, which is actually really common. Like, they don't hit the gym or anything like that, right? So once you see these girls and they'll start to hit 24 and 25, or whenever they realize, depending on when their body's giving out and how delusional they are, right? They'll start to go, okay, well, I'm going to check out of the dating market. And something very funny I've seen is when girls check out of the dating market a little bit too late, like just before they start to get quite undesirable, shall we say, when they check out, right on the edge, they'll get a boyfriend, right? And the boyfriend will think, oh, well, I'm so lucky. And then during the relationship, like, you know, a couple months in, she'll have just completely let go of herself. Her body will have just given up, and now she looks like terrible from all the partying, okay? And the funny part about it is, if that boyfriend then leaves her, or the relationship ends for whatever reason, she's now in a position that's 10 times worse than a few months ago. You see what I'm saying? So she checked out, she tried to get the boyfriend, and then the boyfriend realized, hey, wait on a minute, this girl, like, she gained so much weight while we were together, I don't want to deal with her anymore. The relationship ends, and now she's back out on the streets, and she's in a far worse position than where she started, which is just hilarious to watch happen. But guys, we're going to wrap up today's show with this quick little story here. And this is titled, Should I, a 26-year-old male, tell my friend who's also 26 and a male about his girlfriend's, who's 25, sketchy weekend away? So the girls decided to take a trip to Boston for the weekend. We will refer to my friend as Rob and his girlfriend as Allie. The girl asks Allie to return her tracking on so that they could all track each other. This may be weird to some, but it's standard care for girls' trip on a big scary city like Boston. No one has an issue with this except for Allie. When they ask why she won't allow them to track her, she gets all weird and changes the subject. So Friday night, they're all at the club and Allie disappears for 2 hours. No one knows where she is, so she hasn't put on the tracker. She isn't answering anyone's calls or texts. They're debating whether or not to go look for her or stay at the club, so the night is basically ruined because everyone has anxiety about where she is. Finally, she rolls back in and gives some BS excuse about how she wanted a tour of the city, so she hopped on one of those bikes and drove around Boston at 11:30 p.m. on a Friday night alone. Interesting. Then, the next day, she wants to go get some groceries, which is a block down the street from the house she was staying at. Once again, she doesn't answer her phone for an hour and a half, then tells the girls she lost the keys in the lift. They asked why she would be in a lift if the store is a block away. She said she got lost. Now, I have no proof that she was cheating, but Rob knows absolutely none of this. The girls found it out to be extremely sketchy, and all Rob knows is she had a fun weekend. What is my responsibility here? I'd want to know if my girlfriend was acting that sketchy. Do I tell Rob all of this? Of course you do. Okay, this whole this is a huge red flag, by the way, just so you know. Like, traveling, especially in relationships, guys, what a lot of ladies will do is they'll get out the traveling early, and they'll do like a Europe trip, right, where they go around to all the European countries. And that is just an absolutely huge red flag. But I mean, hey guys, we're going to wrap up the episode there. Let me know what you think, what the hell happened. But this guy should definitely tell Rob about the situation. But we're going to leave it there. As always, gentlemen, make sure you leave your thoughts and comments below. If you disagree with anything I've said, feel free to do so below. That is what they're there for. As always, make sure you come and join the locals and the Discord links in the description, guys. Both of those are totally free to join. And if you'd like to support the channel, locals also has an option for that when you sign up. But otherwise, it is totally free. Guys, we're going to leave it there. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will see you boys in the next video. Peace.